Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Morning JB Show. I am your host, James Boardman. And if you are coming through, please do like, comment and share. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about stress, managing your stress. I'm going to give you a couple of tips that are massively helped me to overcome my stress and kind of manage it. I'm somebody that's always struggled with stress in the past. In the last couple of years, I've just slowly begun to get a grip of it and manage it. I used to, I don't know if you've ever got it as well, sometimes getting that stress or pain down the side of your left body, thinking you're about to have a heart attack, kind of almost like you feel like you've got the corset on where your chest is so tight you can't even breathe. And I've got to that point many a time, not recently, but certainly in the early days of starting to run my business and on my first startup. And just in terms of sort of general life, you know, going through the whole chapters of life, it can be very stressful, emotionally draining as well. And it can really take a toll on our bodies. I mean, my dad died of a heart attack at 40, you know, left me at 6. And when I talk about it to mum, she used to say he was always stressed at work. Big demands, big pressure, high pressure jobs, high pressure decisions. And the consequences of some of that was poor eating, stress related, like illnesses, drinking to cope, you know. So I kind of get it, and I know that's happening in a corporate world. I know that's happening in everyday life for men. I know that's happening with the stress of responsibility for guys. I know that we're getting completely and utterly bogged down with life, and in some respects, some trivial reasons. You know, things that actually don't really matter, but in our heads they do matter. And it's being able to disconnect that. So I kind of like, you know, stress. Where does it come from? Okay, how does it cause? Everything. And then I've put just here, everything that you believe that matters. So you get stressed about the things that you think matter. Now, the things that you think that matter to other people, they might find it peculiar about why you're getting stressed about that particular thing. And that's just different people's perception of what they think is important. Now, for me, when I realised that I had this issue and I was constantly losing my rag and stuff, I had to really work on myself to figure out the things that mattered and the things that didn't matter. The things that I was going to get stressed about and the things that I was just going to let go. And this made a real big difference. Kind of comes under one of the things that I'm going to talk about, which is lifestyle design. But stress is a real issue for a lot of people, and one of the reasons I wanted to bring it up is because I don't expect you to suddenly watch this video and suddenly go, I'm not going to get stressed anymore. I just want you to be a little bit more aware about your stress levels, about maybe the stress you're taking home and implying on everybody else, you know, kind of yourself, and you're imploding your work quality and productivity, your life, mental, emotional and physical well-being, and how it's having a toll on that. So if I can raise your self-awareness slightly to think about it even just for a few days, to maybe for you to catch on and leverage onto it and maybe do something more about it as you continue. Maybe you even join our 5-day Fire It Up challenge next week, which is free, by the way, which gives you a little bit more focus on yourself and in terms of putting in the tools required to manage that stress, to manage your emotional state, your mental state. All right, so I'm going to go through 4 tips that definitely help me turn things around. All right, oh God. The first one is meditation. Now, it takes time for meditation to work. A lot of men don't get meditation. They're sitting there thinking about everything else. Now, for me, the purpose of meditation is to block out everything else that's going on around you so that you're focused just on the one thing. It's learning to be able to concentrate. It's learning to be able to control the thoughts that pop into your head. It's learning to be calm. It's learning to breathe. It's learning to do nothing for 10 minutes but other than embrace the voice that you're listening to. And I found that it almost took me 3 months of doing meditation before I understood the benefits of meditation. And when I practice meditation consistently, which I've been doing now, what I'm able to do is block out a lot of the noise that's going on in the world to be able to control the things that I need to be stressed about. Do you know what I mean? And I'm controlling those stress levels and managing those stress levels through breathing exercises, through focusing like I do when I focus on meditation. And if I could urge you to try it and be consistent and persistent with it, it's definitely worth the rewards. And finding a good time to do it in the mornings is a real win in terms of you clearing your head and being focused for the day. I'd recommend you using the Calm app. It's brilliant. Calm. Second one is plan the absolute fuck out of your life, right, for the week. Plan your week. Structure your week. Plan the night before for the day, the next day. Plan at the end of the day for the next day. Like, be in control. Have clarity on what is going on in your life. Without control and clarity, there is no consistency. There is chaos. Chaos invites stress into your life. When stress is in your life, you do not function properly. You do not think clearly. You are an emotional wreck. You make bad decisions. When you plan, you know exactly what's going on. You know what's meant to be happening today. You can predict the possibility of stress coming your way. So when it does come your way, you are more in control and you have more clarity on the situation. Okay? Plan. I talk about planning all the time. Take time on a Sunday to timetable your week, to give yourself a bird's eye view of what's happening for the week. The night before, clarify that problem. See the problems that have happened today. Are they going to affect tomorrow? Managing that stress. Walk away. So this is a really, really good one. And it's something that can happen quite instantly. Quite often we work through a lot of stress. You could be on the computer. You could have just had a stressful meeting. You could have had a nightmare morning. Your kid could have kept you up all night. All right. So all these things are building up. And then you suddenly hitting that point where you've got the sore neck, the left arm, the tight chest, struggling to breathe, tense, anxious. Just stop what you are doing. Drop the ego and retreat for 10-15 minutes. Go outside, grab some air. Go and have a walk. Go and make a cup of tea. Walk away from the situation. Okay, not enough of us do this. It's like an army going into war, getting battered and refusing to retreat. So going all fucking in and getting completely wiped out. And that is your mental, emotional and physical well-being that's going to get completely destroyed unless you retreat and reset. And you do that often. So that's a good sign that you recognize the signs of stress. There's a fucking problem here. I'm just going to stress, relax. Right, let's go back in with a clearer mind. And you will be more productive as well. Okay. Number 4, lifestyle design. Now, everybody's in a different sort of lifestyle. People have higher pressure jobs than others. Others just don't enjoy their lifestyle. Other people just don't enjoy their jobs. And so this is the hardest thing to change, and this is the thing that will probably take time to change, is analysing your audit of your own life and going, this is causing me a big amount of stress. This job is causing me a big amount of stress. Okay, it pays well, great, but I'm due to be here for the next 30 years. Are you going to survive another 30 years of being able to deal with that pressure, responsibility? Do you want to deal with the stress of the next 30 years of dealing with that stress and that responsibility? What about when you get promoted again? Is even more pressure. You have to ask yourself some really tough questions. With the lifestyle that you're in, and your life own a pre-lifestyle design in the way that you're living your life, if it's causing you stress, what are you going to do about that? How is that going to change? What are big decisions that are you going to have to make that ultimately are going to have an effect on your well-being mentally, emotionally, physically, so that you can reduce the stress levels? Can you change the way that you live your life to create more happiness for yourself and less stress? Can you live life on your terms rather than on somebody else's terms?